be able to rotate.
All right, questions for Coach Mainieri?
Coach, David from Rivals, are you worried that, a series like this where you think you're going to be winning Saturday, and then you lose 2 on Sunday, are you worried that it messes with your team's head? And where do you think your team's head is right now?
Well, David, I think they're all very disappointed about losing the games. Right now, that's where their head is. They gave it everything they had. It's hard-fought weekend. The whole weekend was just a really hard-fought three games. Could have gone either way. I mean, we were one pitch away from winning. Last night, if we could have finished the game, we had the momentum on our side, and Ty Floyd was throwing the ball extremely well. I felt like we could have finished it off, and we had a bad break with the weather. And then today, I thought he was still throwing the ball great, and we were one strike away from winning, and another kid came through with a base hit and tied the game up, and we end up losing 2 extra inning games today. So right now, their head is just very disappointed. They gave it everything they had today, and we came up short. So, we'll have to digest it today and turn the page tomorrow.
My last question: what was the discussion with AJ to not send him out in the 8th? He said he was mentally drained, but what was y'all's discussion on deciding to pull him?
Oh, he was at 98 pitches, and that I thought he was tremendous today. He gave it everything he had, but once he gets to the 100 pitch mark, that's about it for him. And we got short rest next week going into Vanderbilt. I don't know that he's ever gone beyond 100 pitches in his career, so he did a tremendous job today. But I haven't talked to him about it, but he was very much to the end of the line, and he'd been through the lineup several times, and I thought it was the right thing to do. And Garrett Edwards, I thought, threw the ball extremely well. He had a bad break there with the balk call against him. Put a difficult situation. Moving the runner to third base, and then we had to walk the bases loaded there to try to get the double play ball. And he got a big strikeout, and got 2 strikes on the next hitter, and we were basically inches away from making a play to end the inning for him. So it's just the way baseball is sometimes.
Yeah, Paul, was any thought, I guess, in the first game with putting Fontenot in the 9th inning to start this morning, to put Fontenot back in there to start the game instead of Floyd? Or did you feel like Floyd was so good in the 8th yesterday, just go back with him?
Ron, I slept on it the whole night. I didn't sleep a wink. It was between Fontenot and Floyd, and it was a tough decision the whole night. And if I had started Fontenot and it wouldn't have worked out, everybody would have said I should have started Floyd. And obviously I went with Floyd, and the undoing was walking the batter, obviously. But I thought his stuff was really good, and if anything, I just I regret not putting on Gilbert. The cardinal rule of baseball is you don't walk the go-ahead run, but I really regret not doing it. Sometimes you got to go against the book, and especially when you're the visiting team, I just feel like I made a bad decision there. I should have just put him on and taken our chances of trying to win the game right there and let him go against the right-handed hitter back, even though he had equal amount of home runs. And I let the wind intimidate me a little bit. The wind was such a factor today. It wasn't a factor last night. Today it was. The wind was really blowing cross from right field to left field. So I didn't think Gilbert could hit one out. He did, later in the extra innings there. I don't know what the replay showed. I thought it hit the top of the wall. But, I didn't think Gilbert would be able to hit one out, but obviously hit one in the corner there to tie the game up. And being the go-ahead run, I didn't want to put him on. But in retrospect, I think the correct move would have been to let him go against the right-handed hitter, even though the wind was blowing out to left field or left field corner. So I kind of regret that decision, but I don't regret the decision to go with Floyd. I think he was the right guy at the right time, and he was throwing the ball extremely well. And he actually threw a couple of pitches past Gilbert. So, I was debating the decision on whether or not to put him on. And then the first two pitches, he really blew him past the kids. And so I thought, well, looks like he's going to overpower the kid. And then the kid just kind of started to time him up a little bit, and he had him 0-2. And, he tried to go elevate a fastball, chin high, and he just didn't get it quite up high enough. And the kid was able to get the barrel on the ball and tied the ball game up. But don't regret this decision, go with Floyd at all. I think he was outstanding, and Fontenot came in and did a good job as well until he gave up the home run, of course.
Hey,
Paul,
Coach.
go ahead.
Hey, Coach, this is Glenn West. Obviously, these last two games, you guys have gotten a lot of hits and gotten guys on base, but it just seems that consistently it's just been a rough time for you guys to get those guys home. I mean, just where would you assess where this offense is after this weekend?
Well, we did. We got a lot of hits, this weekend. I think we out-hit them in every game. And we had some clutch hits. We had some clutch home runs, and we had some clutch RBI hits. We just didn't have enough of them. We left too many runners, in scoring position. We had some opportunities, especially in the middle game, I thought, to break the game open. And we had one situation, I think the bases loaded and 1 out, and we had a strikeout there. And, just putting the ball in play might have, burst the game a little bit there. There's some leeway going into the 9th inning. But, it just reminds me of our team in 2008 when we were losing some close games. And I kept telling the guys, we're just a bat away, a pitch away, a play away. And eventually we started doing those things, and we ended up, having a good team and going to Omaha. And, I feel this team is just doing, we're a little bit snake bit, we're just a pitch away and a bat away. And if we can just, get over that hump a little bit, then we can turn some of these close defeats into, really good victories. And we just got to stay with it. But it's frustrating right now for the kids. I know that.
Paul, you mentioned not really sleeping last night. What was it like all of a sudden there in the 9th when you feel like you have momentum, having the game suspended and having to come back and try to finish it out on Sunday?
Yeah, it was, I can't lie, it was kind of frustrating, but you can't do anything about the weather. I mean, they made the correct decision. We had a 3-hour window there, and, it kind of snuck up on us. Nate Furry whispered to me, said that the lightning's coming. So I wasn't surprised when it took us off the field. And then you could see that the bad weather was lined up behind it, and we sat around. The SEC would allow us to restart the game up till midnight. I don't know if we could have restarted it or not, but if we would have restarted it really late, I wouldn't have been able to bring Floyd back last night. So, it's the home team's decision, and, I'm not second guessing their decision. They did what they thought was right. But, again, we were one pitch away, one strike away from winning that ball game today. And, their kid came through with the big hit. And, I was really proud of Ty Floyd. I think he did a great job. And, their kid got a hit and tied the ball game up. And we lost in the whatever inning it was in extra innings. And it was just a tough loss, and so was the second game. We really competed hard the entire series. I'm just really proud of the kids. They gave it everything they had, and I hurt for them. It was really just a tough weekend. We're just going to have to pick ourselves up and get back at it on Tuesday against South Alabama.
All right. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to let Coach go. Thank you all.